Let's notice the progression that we've kind of gone through this morning. One, Dr. Grace talked about, okay, what are your hot buttons? What are the things that get pushed? You might not even know why they're hot buttons. You just know, boy, there's a tripwire in my life, and when this comes up, I just react. Second, you absolutely need to talk about that. Marriage researchers will say your ability to talk about issues will determine not only if you stay married, but also the flourishing of your marriage is your ability to talk about it. All right, we're great to go until you actually try to do it. Now it's a mess. Why? How many of you have tried a conversation that went south so quickly you're thinking, I can't believe how quickly that just went south, okay? It is one thing to know what to do, it's another thing to actually do it, right? And one ancient philosopher said, understanding without power is torture. To understand it, but not be able to do it, is just torture. So what we need the Lord's help on is a couple of different things. One, why are these my hot buttons? Why is it that I just react so quickly when it comes to this particular issue? Now you try to talk about it, and why is it that I get defensive in a heartbeat? John Gottman would say of the 4 things that curse marriages, defensiveness is one of them. If every time you try to talk to your spouse and you get hit with defensiveness, Gottman would say that relationship's on a downward spiral. That's got to be dealt with. Well, I can know that I get defensive. I still can't stop being defensive. So what makes this conference unique, and what we have noticed as the center, what is missing from so much even Christian research on marriage and conflict, we don't do a good job helping people actually cultivate power, spiritual transformation when it comes to certain issues. So for example, from a communication side, we call it intrapersonal communication. That is the communication I have in my head. The popular slang is self-talk. So every time I hear a person's name, my thoughts go negative. Right? We've all done that. We hear a person's name where they walk in the room and suddenly your self-talk is just going like, oh, what an idiot. Late again. Well, of course they're late because they think they owe the world, you know. And it just goes, right? You go to bed thinking about this person, you wake up thinking about this person, right? If you don't deal with that self-talk, communication theorists would say you've just sabotaged the relationship. Why? Because think of all the emotional contagion you're building up towards that person. Please know that person picks up on it. It's intuitive, it's low road, they pick up on it. But how do you stop? How? Now, by the way, the Bible says, I don't want you just not to insult that person. I actually want you to bless that person. We get the English word eulogize from that Greek word. Best place to start, and this is so brutally difficult, I begin to bless that person in my self-talk, not curse them. Isn't that hard? That's brutal. So what we're going to do now is enter into an interesting part is we want you to evaluate what you've just heard, but to do it with the Lord.